Airbnb changed the rules again, and somewhere right now, a host is staring at their dashboard wondering what happened to their income. It wasn't a slow market, it wasn't bad reviews, and it wasn't the economy. It was a policy update. A new fee structure, a ranking algorithm they can see or appeal. And the worst part, this isn't new. It happens every year, and the host who builds the entire business around that platform feel it every single time. Here's a question nobody asked. Why am I building a business on land I don't own? I'm Jorge Garcia, and I run a corporate housing company, and I've spent years building a rental business that doesn't need Airbnb to survive. Not because I hate the platform, but because I understood something early. A platform is a tool. It should never be your foundation. Today, I want to break down what that actually looks like operationally, strategically, financially. Not theory, not mindset and content, the actual model. Most short-term rental operators aren't running a business. They're running a listing. There's a difference, and it matters. A listing depends on traffic someone else controls. A business generates its own demand. A listing competes on price, photos, and reviews. A business competes on relationships, credibility, and contracts. A listing lives or dies by the algorithm. A business has customers who return because you solve a problem, not because you ranked on page 1. The short-term rental model conditioned an entire generation of operators to optimize for the platform instead of the clients. Better photos, faster response time, superhost badges, dynamic pricing tools. None of that is wrong if you understand what it is. It's retail hospitality. High volume, high competition, high dependency. The margin pressure is real. The rule changes are constant. The seasonality is brutal in most markets. And the moment Airbnb decides your category, your city, your price point doesn't serve their quarterly numbers, your business feels it. That's not a business model. That's a revenue stream with someone else's hand on the bow. So what's the alternative? Corporate housing, midterm rentals, B2B demand. I want to be precise about what this model actually is, because there's a lot of noise around it, and most of it misses the point. Corporate housing is not renting to business travelers instead of tourists. It's a structural repositioning of how your property generates demand. You're moving from consumer demand to institutional demand, from a guest who found you on an app to a company, agency, or coordinator who needs housing regularly and has a budget line item for it. That shift changes everything. It changes who you talk to, how you price, how you fill vacancies, how stable your cash flow is, and critically, it removes that platform as the gatekeeper between you and your revenue. Let me walk you through who actually needs furnished midterm housing and why their demand is fundamentally different from a vacation traveler. A company transfers an employee. That employee needs 60 to 90 days of housing while they find permanent home. This isn't optional. It isn't seasonal. The company has a relocation budget. They have a coordinator whose job is to find that housing. They don't scroll Airbnb reviews looking for the cutest kitchen. They need a clean, furnished unit in a safe location with reliable Wi-Fi and flexible lease terms. If you perform, they come back and they send more employees. Then there's travel nurses. Healthcare staffing agencies place nurses in 13-week contracts all over the country. These are high-income, low-drama tenants. They work nights, they sleep days, they need clean, quiet, and functional housing near the hospital. One relationship with the staffing coordinator can fill multiple units across multiple contracts back to back year after year. Then there's insurance displacement. A family's home is damaged. Their insurance activates additional living expense coverage. The adjuster has 24 to 72 hours to place that family somewhere livable. They're not browsing listings. They need a furnished unit available now at fair market rate. If you're on an ALE housing list, you're getting calls before you even post a vacancy. Then there's project-based corporate teams, construction crews, manufacturing contractors, hospital staff during training rotations. Not glamorous clients, but predictable clients, and they pay on time because they're running budget lines, not personal credit cards. Now let's talk about the money, not the top line revenue number, the stability of revenue. Short-term rental operators are often chasing peak revenue during the summer rates, holiday weekends, and event pricing. And the numbers can look impressive when everything's aligned. But what does the actual revenue picture look like? High months carry the low months. Vacancies spike in the off-season. You price aggressively to fill gaps. Your operating costs are constant. The average SER operator has more revenue volatility than they realize, and they often don't see it clearly because of high months feel so good. Corporate housing doesn't spike like that, but it doesn't crater like that either. A corporate housing contract at fair rate with no cleaning fees in between gas, no platform commissions, no unpredictable vacancy gaps often outperforms comparable SER units on a cash flow basis. Not always, not in every market, market. Consistency changes how you operate. You can plan, you can budget, you can hire predictably, you can scale. Predictable revenue is a foundation of a real business. Volatile revenue is the profile of a hustle. Be honest with yourself about which one you're running. Here's where operations get confused. They hear B2B corporate housing, and you think you just need to find companies and pitch them my units. That's not wrong, but it is incomplete. B2B demand comes through relationships and systems, not cold listings. Relocation management companies are third-party firms that companies outsource their relocation needs to. If you're on a list of approved vendor list, they send you placements. Getting on that list requires credibility. It's not a quick win. But once you're in, you're in a recurring pipeline. Corporate HR and mobility departments manage relocations internally at mid to large companies. Your job is to build a relationship before they have that need. So when they do, you're already their answer. Healthcare staffing agencies are one of the most accessible entry points in this business. The major national agencies all have housing partners. Small regional agencies are often easier to serve with. Insurance adjusters and ALE platforms connect housing providers with displaced policyholders. Getting listed in those platforms puts you in front of adjusters who need to move fast. And direct outreach, identifying companies in your market with consistent employee travel or relocation needs is often where operators start. That mindset shift is critical. You're not a landlord marketing a unit. You are a housing solution provider solving a real business problem. Let me be direct about mistakes I see repeated constantly, treating B2B like B2C. When you pitch a corporate client, you don't lead with the throw pillows. Corporate decision makers need to know that you can actually deliver consistently. Are you professional to work with? Is your invoice clean? They're managing risk on their end. Your job is to reduce it. Over designing the unit, corporate travelers need functional, clean, quiet, connected, and comfortable. A well-maintained, neutrally furnished unit beats themed short-term rentals for this client every single time. Stop spending money trying to impress the algorithm. Spend it on reliability, relying on one-demand channel. If all your placements come from one agency, that is not a B2B business. That is a single client dependency with a professional veneer. Up next, you also have mixing strategies without clarity. You can run SDR and corporate housing, but you need to be intentional and separate how you run each. And lastly, waiting to look professional. Corporate clients don't do deals with operators who look like they're figuring it out in real time. Build your credibility baseline before you start outreach, not after. Here's what I want you to take away. That platform isn't the enemy. Airbnb built something remarkable. It opened a market that didn't exist for individual property owners, but platforms serve themselves first. That's not cynical. That's just how business works. The risk isn't that the platform is bad. The risk is that you build your whole operation around something you can't control. Corporate housing and midterm rental offers a different path. Not a perfect one, but a more stable, fewer guests, longer stays, recurring relationships, and predictable cash flow. Direct demand you build on your own. It takes longer to build. It requires more professionalism upfront. It doesn't go viral, but 3 years from now, when Airbnb changes the rules again, and they will, you want to be the operator who doesn't feel it, because your business doesn't live in their platform. It lives on your own relationships, your systems, your contracts. That's rental strategy that doesn't depend on Airbnb rules. If this is the direction you're serious about, subscribe. I put out operation level content on corporate housing, B2B positioning, and building a real midterm rental business. No hype, no shortcuts, just the actual work. Drop a comment below. Are you currently running SDR, transitioning to MTR, or you're already working on B2B contract? I read those and it helps me know what to cover next.